All right. So I started this new game of Age of Wonders, and it when I started doing it, I had this idea of making it very like high value in production and shit, and going through these motions of recording what's happening and giving a play by play, and then I'm like, I recorded it without recording my voice and figured I'd go back and record over it. But that just doesn't work for me. I gotta talk while I'm doing it. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. There's long stretches of things that are going on, and I'm like, I don't know what to say and fill the air. I have to talk about stuff
Mhm.
while it's happening. So the concept for this was I had this. I kind of play these games where I make it so like the game doesn't end. And the only way there's going to be a total victory is if uh, everybody on the map is defeated or allies in some sort of way, But you can't do no point victory or like some, you know, uh, turn victory. This like endless turns type stuff. So I had this. I usually play when I play this. I do like I personally control two different factions at once, and I'll just because I learned early on back in Planet Fall days uh, that I get bored only taking care of one city uh, and only seeing like the growth rate of one like faction or magic system or culture type. So I started doing two at a time. But then I realized, well, what if I did multiple ones, right? And if I'm gonna play indefinitely, right? Because I've never actually ended any of these playing it like on an endless mode. Uh, so I've never reached the end of any of my games. So I have multiple games. I just hop back and forth whenever I feel I want to. But I thought, what if I do this, but instead of just controlling two factions, wouldn't it be crazy if I controlled five of them at once, right? Actually, I thought of even controlling more. But they always come out with new. They come up with new updates and new DLC and releases, and I'm like only obsessed with the ones that I've been playing on, and I never really get to see the new stuff because I don't ever start new games. So that's partially why I always start new games. So I have like a bunch of endless new games that are started. Uh, so this one, I kind of had a thought of like, what if I had a team of warriors, a group of warriors that just fought off evil, like the infestations that would pop up all over the map. What if I just like endlessly fought that and endlessly just fought off, dark forces? Well, I didn't, these infestations could get out of control sometimes. And so I've kind of been on a game to game mindset of taking out infestations as soon as possible before they get freaking, level 5 demons coming out and ruining all my cities and stuff. So then I thought of, well, I'll control five of these guys. And I decided to make like a Power Rangers concept where there's five different factions, all with the like five kind of Power Ranger colors and stuff. And they would be the Wonder Rangers. Like this guy, I don't know, I can't see their name, uh, their kind of title that the people address them by. But I named all five of them Wonder Ranger as like the name that they address them as. So this guy's Wonder Ranger Red Dante. So like Wonder Ranger Red Dante, and he's just like Red Dante. And so like yeah, so there's five of them, and I decided to put them all on teams because I'm controlling all of them. Well, the first time I ever played where I made everybody on teams or my two factions on teams, I found out that when you're on teams, everybody's automatically against you. Now, I don't know if that's a thing that has been patched or changed recently, but back when I first did it, everybody automatically would not be allies with you, would not be friends with you. They as soon as you met them, they called you their enemy, and I was like, that's kind of bullshit. So I stopped doing that. But since in this one I'm controlling 5 factions, I'm like, you know what? I don't care if everybody's against me. And I figured, well, if everybody's going to be against me anyways, I decided to give a one enemy and the enemies on teams. And the most recent DLC that they released is the vampire DLC. So I had this, you know, idea of these uh, Wonder Rangers who basically go to the different realms and fight off, a realm that is being taken over by a certain evil. It was really hard for me to make this a realm where, it was mostly like full of desolate plains and like ice plains and stuff like that, and not have the lush green territory. Uh, because I feel like once you do a desolate type of landscape, you're kind of stuck with that vibe the whole time, and I'm like, I don't want to be stuck. But I, the one I set it up to be, I think it has a pretty decent smattering of like, because you see the starting city for this place is has greenery around it, so there's certain areas that have like a more lush feel about it, and I'm interested to see what it's like to play on these maps that have the roses on it. That's cool. I haven't seen what that looks like yet. So I know I'm rambling for a long time, but this is just to kind of set the stage of what the heck is going on. Because I was thinking of going through and like coming up with elaborate POVs from units and writing that out for each turn that I had for this. But I was making one mistake that I always say. I tell other people not to make the mistake of doing this when you're doing a project, is to never to get obsessed with going big, right? Because before anything, uh, you gotta find out if you're gonna commit to doing it, right? I started this thing like 4 or 5 days ago, and I've only done one turn for each and every one of these people, because I'm sitting there trying to write a POV like perspective of the surveyor as he's going out on his thing. And I'm like, you know what, I can't do this because I got other actual projects that I like to work on, and this is for leisure time. This shouldn't be work. I don't want to work. I started this thing so I can enjoy it, and I'm not going to take, you know, 5 in real life years to try to play this, because every time I go to a new person's turn, I'm sitting there spending hours writing some cool little thing. I could do it. Do I want to do it? I don't feel like doing it. You know, I had to tell myself, I recorded like certain videos already to kind of set up perspectives. Like, the video started off like in the distance, and I would rotate like this and then zoom into the new faction when the whoever's viewing this is going to be meeting the faction for the first time, and everybody has all the new characters have a POV like that to introduce them. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this high production shit. You know, I don't have time. I have a full-time job. I have, other projects, personal projects that involve writing, that involves drawing, that involves, coloring shit and all that stuff, that, I already have a hard enough time trying to find time to do that. So adding this extra shit that's just for fun, it's just too much. To do all that extra stuff I was thinking of doing with it, it's too much. So I'm just gonna play it normally and just, maybe talk about my experience as I'm going through it. I mean, and that's the most realist I can get, and that's like the funnest I can do for myself. So starting off, we have this. Even though I've had this game for a long time and I've played a good amount of hours, put a good amount of hours into it, there's still a lot that I've never experienced in this game. Like, I've never gone to such a high level to see what some of the super high tier tomes are. Uh, Despite the fact that I play indefinitely on my other files. And you know, like, I usually play in like lush type lands, So, some things like this is, I know this is a new thing. This is like a new DLC, but sometimes you see wonders like this. There's like, I've never taken down a gold tier wonder. I've done bronze and I've done silver ones. I've never done a gold tier one. I've never felt brave enough to go inside one and take one down. I've never like had a five I think I've had a 4 tier unit, but I've never like summoned a 4 tier unit, like made it myself. Uh, because you know, I get kind of scatterbrained. I go all over the place. I start one of these new factions. I start one of these new worlds. I start playing them and stuff, and then I go on hiatus. Maybe I'll go and play different games for a while, and then come back to it when I feel like it, and maybe start a new realm, and maybe hop back to my old ones. And sometimes they do game updates, and something changes in my old games, and it pisses me off, like the color of my races. Uh, that's something that has kind of thrown me in a few of my games where they do an update, and for some reason the update automatically changes the like skin tone of your units, and I'm like, I don't know if there's a way to change that back, but it kind of annoys me and it makes me not want to play on it anymore. Certain things like that. So there's still possibilities for me to experience shit that I've never experienced on this game before. Anyways, enough yapping. Let me get through this freaking. So this is Red Dante. This is the city, Redstone City. That's his place. You know, let me see if I can show you his their starting. Oh, I can't even go to Empire Progression yet. Damn. Oh, I have to build a tower. I haven't even done that yet. Let's see. So this is not even showing the tomes that I have. This is just showing what I could have. But uh, I don't remember the Sundering Blades. I think this is I think I chose the fire for them, but I don't really remember. Uh, I took screenshots of all the other factions except for these guys. But I think it's possible I was avoiding fire, but maybe I did. I just looked at it. Is this the fire one? No, this is like the the builder industrial. I forgot what the name of the tome is. Let me see, tome library. I try not to look at this because I don't want spoilers of the tomes that I've never seen before. But I think I did. Yeah, there we go. Tome of Enchantment. So yeah, that was their starting one. They are uh turn no. I don't know why I keep going to that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I forget the specific names of the type of cultures and all that stuff. That stuff just doesn't. That type of stuff doesn't stick in my brain as much as like. There's just so much little tiny things in this game that that you kind of latch onto and that you kind of memorize, so you don't have to do this every time and look at what every little freaking thing does. So it's hard to remember like small things like what the the main culture is. And what should I pick here? I know this is the new culture. That's even another thing. This is the most newest one. So maybe that's specifically why I don't remember it. But the race and the culture are the new ones that are like the kind of angel ones. So uh, I don't remember what that called. But anyways, in the first turn there was a enemy right here that was in the zone,
Huh?
and I just took him out real quick so I could you know collect the stuff here. Right now, that's
Uh-huh.
why this guy is damaged and healing. I don't I don't want to linger there for too long.
Huh?
I'm gonna go over this way. I already see this infestation. I'm trying to get. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that this the three there's three vampires that I did. Three vampires, and one is like the main vampire, and then there's two that I'm kind of like made for to be his children. They're Bloodflower vampires, right? That's their name. Their family name is Bloodflower. But the main vampire, the big one, the daddy vampire, I made it so they made it so you can alter like a lot of different things now before you start the game. And so I made it so he started off with three cities already, and so his children start off with one city. So there's a lot there's a lot of these towers around. Like I think there's like at least one near each of my factions. So and they're all on teams. And then there's one uh ninth faction that is uh not a vampire nor is one of the Wonder Rangers, and it's isolated. I made it so they have all like isolated type intentions. Uh, but I'll talk about them when we come across them eventually. So this little surveyor, I don't know what this survey thing is, but it yields Wonderstone. I guess there's nothing wrong with doing that. So I think I'm gonna try to. So we got this thing. It's on that, so it's not gonna attack them. This guy's on the food source over here, so he's not gonna attack him. Look at this freaking bat, crazy looking. And then we have like these skeletons, born skeletons. Like, is this new? I wonder if this has to be new, but this is freaking sick. But I was thinking, like, is it just a symptom of just, is there a regular skeleton and they have a symptom of this uh freaking rose thing on them? Expendable. This unit's death does not affect their allies' morale. Wow, that's freaking cool. That's dope. I know these skeletons have always been in the game. The banshees. I like them. Very cool concept. Like some of the freaking, oh my god, that's new. Blood maggot. Yeah, so the things that I fought over in, oh, doom bats, wow. The thing that I fought over here was like these gnomes, and they had these leeches that would attach themselves to you after they attacked you, which is like medium uh obscurium. So another one of the Wonder Rangers have met this faction, the Blue Elves. I think these guys are Blue Elves. And your so-called benevolence only makes you weak. I will prove to people obscure. Like he, apparently they have beef with all the other Wonder Rangers except for the Wonder Ranger that they met because they're part of their same race. But it's like, dude, they're all on the same team, so you're gonna have to get over that shit. Uh, Spiritual thicket. Oh, there was another person that was met. Okay, you're not the same Wonder Ranger. See, there it is. I'm saying it. Well, I mean, we are this. I mean, I guess we're not technically the same race. We have the same race base and the create a race part of it, but once the race is created, then they get to call themselves whatever they want. The Magnificent Druids. Mine is called the Redborn. Well, Red Dante's is called the Redborn. Well, they don't seem to be beefing with us. Thicket. Look at that desolate like background behind him. It's like, oh, yellow lock. You can't look at that yet. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna like do some stuff, and once I've done stuff, maybe then I'll come back and give updates on certain things, and then show battles. Uh, but Yeah, because I can't just keep rotating around and not not doing anything. Uh, so stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. All right, I figure you might want to see what these units look like for the Redborn. So here's a Guardian, Shade Maker, just a little archer. It's pretty cool. Earthbreaker, and a Cultivator, which they have the same kind of helmet as Red Dante does. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what they look like in the Surveyors over here.
Uh-huh.
That's what they look like. Pretty cool. They got the little Hermes ankles going. It's pretty cool. I'm very interested in seeing what other units come from this race faction. Because they got a nice vibe going. All right, that's it.